road trip. We stop in to Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs, where we're happy to bump into its founder, Hiram Skinner. Sales manager Dan Labarge hooks us up with a new 2009 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4. This family vehicle can be financed at 0% for 72 months and or get rebates up to $6,500 through August. This week, we're trading in our car for a canal boat. We arrive at Gems Along the Mohawk in Herkimer with some time to shop before our cruise. Here you'll find information about local attractions as well as local products manufactured in central New York. It's from here in Herkimer that Erie Canal Cruises departs for its daily tours, guided by Captain Jerry.
What we can see.
After we retired, we sold our business in Florida and we cruised up here on our own boat and fell in love with the area and the people and the beauty and mainly the history. I mean, we wouldn't have an America without the Erie Canal. Opened up our western lands, created new technology, brought settlers west, made America into a superpower, and all because of this little ditch. Well, the cruise is 90 minutes long, and it's steady history for 90 minutes. Part recorded that I did, the other part live, either myself or Captain John, whoever's working that day. And they're going to experience one of the greatest feelings of being able to go through the greatest liquid elevator in the world, a lock. It's going to be the smoothest elevator they've ever been on. They get dropped 20 feet, raised 20 feet, and we explained the whole inner workings of this 100-year-old lock. Just absolutely amazing. A lot of wildlife, eagles, all kinds of stuff. Big thing right now is all the boats that were in the Great Lakes, all the big yachts that were in the Great Lakes for the summer are on their way back. Yesterday we had a $20 million and a $15 million one come through. And this is the time of year between now and the middle of October that we're going to see those giant mega yachts coming back.
The construction of the Erie Canal began in Rome in 1817. It was the result of the hard campaigning of U.S. Senator and 10-time New York City Mayor DeWitt Clinton, who believed that New York City could only become a major economic force by building the Erie Canal. The canal ran 363 miles from Albany to Buffalo and had 83 locks. Locks like Lock 18 raised vessels a total of 565 feet between the two cities. This was an amazing engineering feat for 1825. A lock enables a boat to pass from a section of canal at one water level to another at a different level, under the watchful eye of the lock operator. Our boat tour ends here as we watch from above as the cruise ship is lowered. The rush of water is thrilling to see and hear. Be sure to experience the Erie Canal this fall, both on board and on shore.
Inside this prison, I will forever be. All it took was a woman's love to turn my head. All it took was her to cheat, see him dead.
We venture further inland to Main Street in Little Falls. Here we visit Willman Gallery, owned by Robert Willman, a watercolor artist we featured on the show back in 2005. We stop in to see what he's been up to.
There's a barn that once held horses that in winter pulled a sleigh. It stands among the maples that were planted once.
Walking into the Willman Gallery here on Main Street in Little Falls was a very pleasant experience to see all of these artists on these walls, and then also to find that several of these artists have been featured on our shows in the past. For example, right here is Martha Deming and my friend Bart Carrick.
I've been painting. I went to school for fine art. I've been painting for almost 20 years, and I've always framed my own work, and I was always interested in other artists' work. So I think opening this gallery is a little bit of both the custom framing and carrying and selling other original art. They're all from the Central New York area, the potters, the jewelers, and the painters. I think it's inspiring. I think we all feed off each other, and I like looking at other artists' work, and I think it's nice for the community to see a body of work from artists from Central New York.
She may be sitting in a field right now.
Before we go, Bob tells us we have to stop into the bakery next door that's been here for over 50 years.
I'm here at the White Rose Bakery on Main Street in Little Falls. Look at all these things: chocolate fingers, chocolate bars, tail lights, bran muffins, cinnamon muffins, blueberry muffins, everything you can imagine. I wonder if they have my very favorite thing here, namely a full moon. Do you have any full moons?
We sure do.
You do, and I swear.
Must be your lucky day.
We take Route 167 back to Route 5S and travel east through beautiful countryside to historic Indian Castle Church. Built in 1769 by Sir William Johnson, the church still overlooks the area that was once a thriving Indian village. This area was also home to Molly Brant, one of the most influential Mohawk women during the American Revolution.
I can't tell you the hundreds of times that I've been on the thruway right over there, and from the thruway you can always see this beautiful church out in the distance. Well, it's this church. I strongly suggest you take the time to get off of the thruway and come over here to spend some time at the church. While you're here, look across the road. There's a barn, a very old-looking barn. That was Molly Brant's barn. When you come here, you'll notice on either side of the church 2 stones. These are stepping stones. When people arrived back in the 1800s, they would pull their carriages up here and then step off the carriage and head into church. When you are inside the church, take a close look at the architecture, particularly up at the ceiling, because it is an upside-down boat, basically. And this church has been around for quite a few years. It survived the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and then there was a fire in 1979. That was the first time that something happened to it that could have destroyed it, but it survived that too. And you can look around and see where the fire damaged parts of it, but aside from that, it's fully intact.
Well, this was a Mohawk Indian community, and as I said before, there was 27 log houses here, and that was a heavily populated Indian community. And the Indians wanted a meeting place, so Sir William Johnson said he would build a meeting place for them, and that's why the church was built.
We're going on a road trip. Come on along.